Shalom Aleichem, this is Rabbi Kovacs, and Mishnah Yomi is in chapter 8 of Nedarim, Mishnah Hay, continuing the subject of a neder made with a time limit, but it's not a specific date, it's a certain event. Ad hageshamim, he made a neder until the rains. Ad shiyu hageshamim, or until the rains have come. So what does this mean? Ad sheterid revia shnia. This neder is effective and lasts until it falls the second rain. Back in Masechet Ta'anit, in Tainus, we talked about how they used to fast when the rain didn't come on time. But we also mentioned there were three sections of rain. There were the early rains, which were lighter, the Revia Shnia, the middle rains, that was the heavier, more abundant rains, and then there was a later rain as well. So when someone says until the rain, they mean the main rains, the second set of raining. And the Bartanura here brings from Tainitz that's in a year that really has a lot of bracha, that would be already the 17th of Mar Cheshvan, the second rains, or the main rains would start. A normal year would start on the 23rd of Cheshvan, and a year that's not so great, they wouldn't start until Kislev. And as we learned in Tainit, at that point, people would start fasting and praying and having public prayer ceremonies and fast days to ask for rain. Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel disagrees. He said, Ad shiagia zmona shel revia. He says the neder is effective until the date that the rain is expected, even if Lamaisa, it didn't rain that year. So it would be the 23rd of Mar Cheshvan, the normal time frame it falls. What if he said, Ad sheyiposku geshamim, until the rains are done? So then we interpret this neder to last Ad sheyetze Nisan kulo, until it's gone the entire month of Nisan. Divrei Rabbi Meir. So that's only according to Rabbi Meir. He says the rainy season continues through the entire month of Nisan. Rabbi Yehuda Omer, Rabbi Yehuda disagrees, says Ad shiavora Pesach, through Pesach only. This is also a subject from Masechet Tainit, where we talk about the change in tefillah, the change in our prayers from the rainy season, when we mention the power of rain, to the summer season, when we might mention the power of dew, but we do not mention the power of Hashem bringing the rain. The Mishnah goes on, Konam yayin, he's banning wine, sheni toem hashana, that I will not taste wine this year. Nit abra hashana, and then they declared a leap year. They added an Adar Sheni, just like we're holding right now. An Adar Sheni, it's a leap year. Asur ba, so he can't drink wine that year. Uv ibura, and also in the added month. Ad Rosh Adar, what if he said until the first day of Adar? Ad Rosh Adar Rishon. So his neder is effective until the first Adar, even though there's going to be a second Adar that year. Ad Sof Adar, what if he said until the end of Adar? Ad Sof Adar Rishon. He typically means the first month of Adar. Even though, as we'll see in a few days, the second Adar is the one that has Purim in it. Rabbi Yehuda adds, Konam Yain, Shni Taim, someone bans himself on tasting wine, Ad Sheheya Pesach, until it will be Pesach. Now, earlier in this chapter, we said Ad Shehei usually means until it's over. It would mean until the end of Pesach. But here Rabbi Yehuda says, Eino Aser, he's only forbidden Ele Ad Leil HaPesach, up to the night of the Seder, the first night of Pesach. Why? Shalonit Kaven Zeh, his intention was only Ele Ad Shasha Derech B'nei Adam, until it's the hour that most people, Lishtot Yain, are drinking wine. So meaning, even though he should have said Ad Pesach, which definitely means until and not including, he said Ad Yehei, but because everyone drinks the arba kosot, the 4 cups of wine at the Pesach Seder, then we understand that he intended his neder only to last until then and not to ban him from drinking wine at the Pesach Seder. On to Mishnah Vav. Amar, he said, Kaunam basar, she'eni tayim, I'm banning meat, I'm not going to taste it, ad sheyehei hatzom, until it will be past the tzom, the fast. Now, the fast, the most major fast of the year, is Yom Kippur. Here, Eino Aser Ela Ad Leil Hatzom. His ban on meat doesn't last through the fast. It actually ends Erev Yom Kippur. And this, again, is the opinion of Rabbi Yehuda, who interprets the expiration date of a vow based on what normal people do. Shalonit Kavanzeh, this vower did not have an intention. Ele Ad Shah, his neder will only last until Shederech B'nei Adam Lechol Basar, that when it's normal for people to eat meat. Now, it turns out it's normal to eat meat Erev Yom Kippur. Obviously, there's no festive meal to celebrate the holiday of Yom Kippur on Yom Kippur itself. So the Suda Mafseket, the meal that we eat before the fast to help us to last through the fast, is considered, in a sense, to be the festive Suda, the festive meal of the holiday of Yom Kippur. So people would try to obtain meat and good foods for that meal. Rabbi Yossi Beno, so Rabbi Yossi, the son of Rabbi Yehuda, Omer, he adds on to the opinion of Rabbi Yehuda. He said, if someone said, Konam Shum, I'm banning garlic, She'eni Toim, I'm not going to taste it, Ad She'tahei Shabbat, through the Sabbath. Now this Ad She'yahei or Tahei typically means up to and including, but here he says, Eino Asur Ela Ad Leile Shabbat, he's only forbidden until Friday night. He could eat it for his Friday night Suda on Shabbos itself. He doesn't have to wait until Havdalah. Shalonit Kavan Zeh, his intention was only Ele Ad Sha'ah Shederch B'nei Adam Lechol Shum, that his neder would only last until it's normal for people to eat garlic, which was on Friday night. As we mentioned earlier in the Masechta, this is not a mitzvah deraisa, like having a Su'uda on Erev Yom Kippur or drinking the wine on the Pesach Seder, but this is a minhag level that Ezra was mitaken. Ezra made a takana that garlic is good for the libido, good for the health, and so people should have it on Shabbos. Even the Kuthians, the Samaritans, took up this minhag. And it might actually be a good minhag not to eat garlic during the rest of the week, unless somebody brushes their teeth and uses mouthwash very well, because it is a mitzvah bein adam l'chavero, not to have a reach nichoach, an aroma from the garlic. The Kahati actually mentions that it could be that Rabbi Yehuda doesn't agree with his son, because his son is extending the neder based on a minhag, on a custom, on the Takanat Ezra, and the other ones are real actual mitzvot that Rabbi Yehuda cites. Yashar kochachem, be well.